everyone, I am Zara Sharma. Welcome back to our channel. Hope you all are enjoying the video series of Fundamentals of Software Development. Today I am here with one more interesting video which is about scheduling. We all are well aware of the term scheduling in our daily life. We used to schedule our whole day activities according to priorities and then try to finish them as per our plan. So in the aspect of software development, let's understand how scheduling can be done, why and for what it is needed. So in this video, I am going to cover what is scheduling. Then we will see different scheduling activities like work breakdown structure, then activity network, then critical path method, and at last Gantt chart. So firstly, let's have an idea about the term scheduling. Scheduling in project management is the listing of activities, deliverables and milestones within a project. A schedule also usually includes the planned start and finish date, duration and resources assigned to each activity. Project task scheduling is an important project planning activity. It involves deciding which task would be taken up when. Project scheduling is a tool that distributes estimated efforts across the project duration and allocates these efforts to specific tasks. To be very specific, in order to schedule the project activities, a software project manager needs to first identify all the tasks needed to complete the project, then break down larger tasks into smaller activities, determine the dependency among different activities, establish the most likely estimates for the time durations necessary to complete the activities, allocate resources to activities, plan the starting and ending dates for various activities, and determine the critical path. Among all of these activities, identifying tasks and breaking down them into smaller activities is done through work breakdown structure, WBS. Now let's understand what WBS is and how and why it is used in scheduling. Work breakdown structure is used to divide a given task set into smaller activities. The WBS is a uniform, consistent and logical method for dividing the project into small manageable components for the purpose of planning, estimating and monitoring. It will provide a roadmap for planning, monitoring and managing all the factors of the project like resource allocation, scheduling, budgeting, productivity and performance, etc. WBS can be shown graphically in a hierarchical tree structure and developed in a top to bottom manner. The root of the tree is labeled by the problem name and then each node of the tree is broken down into smaller activities that are known as the children nodes of the main node. Each activity is recursively decomposed into smaller sub-activities until at the leaf level. Here project manager will decide how work should be divided using WBS. You can see the example in which activities are divided into sub-activities using WBS. The processes to develop software are categorized and then again gradually decomposed in further subparts. So basically in scheduling, the first task is to identify multiple tasks by dividing them using WBS. Now let's understand the second scheduling technique, which is activity network. Activity in project management is a major unit of work to be completed in achieving the objectives of the project. Activities in a project are graphically represented using activity network diagram. Activity network is a network graph using nodes with interconnecting edges to represent tasks and their planned sequence of completion, interdependence and interrelationship that must be accomplished to reach the project goals. Activity network diagram helps to find out the most efficient sequence of events needed to complete any project. It enables you to create a realistic project schedule by graphically showing the total amount of time needed to complete the project, the sequence in which tasks must be carried out, which tasks can be carried out at the same time, which are the critical tasks that you need to keep an eye on. At the time of drawing activity network diagram, each activity is represented by a rectangular node and the duration of the activity is alongside each task. Here you can see the example of activity network. This diagram displays interdependency between tasks through the use of boxes and arrows. Arrows pointing into a task box come from its predecessor task which must be completed before the task can start. Arrows pointing out of the task box go to its successor task which cannot start until at least this task is complete. So basically this scheduling method, which is activity network, provides all the activities or tasks and their planned sequence in which they need to be executed with the duration of completing task. Now let's have a look at the other scheduling method, which is critical path method, CPM. Critical path method is network analysis technique. Critical path is the sequence of activities with the longest duration. A delay in any activity on this path will result in a delay of the whole project. The activities on the critical path are critical activities. So CPM is used to calculate project completion time as well as to predict the project duration by finding out sequence of activities has the least amount of scheduling flexibility. So here the project manager will identify the critical activities of the project. Now moving towards the next method, which is about preparing Gantt chart. So it is proposed by Henry Gantt in 1914. It is also called timeline chart. It is mainly used to allocate resources to activities, or in other terms you can say for resource planning. The resources allocated to activities include staff, hardware, software, etc. A Gantt chart is a special type of bar chart where each bar represents an activity. It is one of the most popular and useful ways of showing activities displayed against time. The bars are drawn along a timeline. The length of each bar is proportional to the duration of time planned for the corresponding activity. The select time for a particular task is also used to be shown in the bars. This chart is usually prepared by the project manager. To plan a Gantt chart, it is needed to identify the task first. Then if possible, those tasks are broken down into smaller ones. Then total completion time is calculated for each task. Then these activities are plotted on Gantt chart with milestones wherever applicable. Basically, Gantt chart is useful for planning and guiding projects, understanding critical paths and planning resources. It is used in monitoring the progress of the project. So the whole scheduling process consists of identifying and dividing tasks, scheduling tasks in some sequence along with completion time and finding out critical processes, and at the end allocating resources to each task. To complete these steps, different scheduling methods are used that we have seen in this video. Now let's see some of the important questions related to the concepts we learned in this video. So the first one is, what is scheduling? Then what are the steps to schedule the project activities and what is WBS? Then what is activity network and why it is used? What is CPM and why it is used? And the last one is, what is the purpose of preparing the Gantt chart? So it was all about scheduling process. We have understood different scheduling methods in this video for project management. I hope you like the video. If you have any query regarding this video, you can comment us. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe our channel for more interesting videos. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon with my next video. Till then, stay tuned. Take care. Bye-bye.